country. Let's take a listen. The 2026 National
C-SPAN is bringing you coverage of the Memorial Day Parade here in Washington, D.C. And if you're in Washington today and you want to continue to commemorate the holiday, make your way across Memorial Bridge to Arlington National Cemetery.
Well, we're not forgetting that joined by active duty military chaplains, this year's float is dedicated to the memory of Father Emil Kapine, Army captain and Catholic priest. Father Kapine was captured while saving soldiers on the battlefield in November 1950. Held in a prisoner camp, he tended to the sick and wounded before passing away in that camp 75 years ago, May 23rd, 1955. Decades later, he was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor and is currently under consideration to be named a saint.
Oh, I love that. You know, they're about...
He's gonna be a saint!
400.
Wow!
War veterans were alive today with an average age of the tender age of 95 years old. In 2020,
Tender!
a new wall of remembrance was dedicated at the Korean War Memorial on the National Mall, including the names of 43,000 service members KIA killed in the war.
From Summerville, South Carolina, here is the Cane Bay High School Marching Band.
The Cane Bay Band program is a diverse musical community featuring concert bands, jazz bands, and chamber ensembles dedicated to service and musical excellence. Let's take a listen. Fallen Americans are engraved on that Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall on the National Mall. And to the 2 million veterans who
Hello?
served in Vietnam,
Hello?
here at Back Then, we're here to tell you, welcome home and thank you for your service.
God bless you.
Thank you for your service!
Productions. Sweetbass Productions is the premier developer for the Institute of Heraldry and proud manufacturer of your military awards and insignias. Born and raised as patriots in New England, they're founded by a Marine veteran and have been family-owned and operated for 3 generations. SMP is committed to supporting troops both on and off the battlefield, especially those in crisis.
You know, Maya Lin was only 21 years old when she created that monument.
Quite a work of art.
Making their way down Constitution Avenue, proudly representing Northern Michigan, is Kingsley High School NJROTC Band, brought to you today by Music Celebrations International.
The program has a strong commitment and enthusiasm for leadership and service and is noted for its academic achievements. They're proud to honor the service and sacrifice of veterans while inspiring the next generation of leaders. Let's welcome Kingsley.
What are you doing today, Steve? I'm watching C-SPAN, the 250-year celebration. Hello?
Rand? AYN Rand want to speak. Is there something wrong with my phone?
No, I had to exit and come back. I'm watching C-SPAN's 250th anniversary. Happy Memorial Day. What are you doing today, Uncle Steve? So, do you know the etymology of the word atheist?
Yeah, probably not as good as I do. Why don't you tell us?
Oh, I haven't looked it up yet, but I think it's kind of ironic how a non-believer in the word atheist. You see what I'm saying? Like if you say it slowly, it's atheist. So how I'm gonna look it up. Let me just look it up because
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
don't you think it's ironic that the word atheist is the word for a non-believer?
I do not.
But you get what I'm saying, that the word a is the introductory to the theist, so you have atheist.
I do get what you're saying, and in fact, let me piggyback on that. Can you think of any other word that means a non-believer in something else?
Um, yeah, probably like a renunciant. There's probably a couple of different words. So it says that the word atheist comes from ancient Greek roots and entered modern European languages in the 1500s.
Yep.
Etymology. Term derives from ancient Greek adjective atheos, meaning godless, without God, denying the gods, or impious.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. In other words, correct me if I'm wrong, but what you're suggesting is wouldn't it be better to call it non-theist rather than atheist? That is that the road you're going down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, can't argue with that. I'm not aware of another word which refers to a non-believer of something else. Hypothetically, Santa Claus, because there's really no descriptive word that says I believe in Santa Claus. That's why I was asking you. How about this one? Another word that refers to a believer in anything. Anything.
Altruism?
I don't think so. Altruism doesn't refer to a specific topic, does it, or does it?
Altruism, it's versus egoism. So it's non-egoism, which is sacrificing self and others for others. According
Yeah,
to
but who
Einstein.
doesn't? But who doesn't believe in ego? We all know ego exists. So to be a non-believer in ego would be kind of stupid, wouldn't it?
No, that's not true. Alan Watts says the biggest ego trip going is thinking you have an ego. You can't touch it, you can't taste it, you can't feel it, you can't smell it. It does not exist. It's a concept,
Oh,
just like the God, or even being GAY. You know, I mean, you think you got GAY rights? Unfortunately, that's a concept, just like the God. So
okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
we have a problem with people forcing concepts down our throats. And
Let's hit the nail on the head before we go down another pathway. Can you think of any other word that refers to non-believer of anything specific?
just a denier. I don't know. I mean, I could look up the words for you.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I have to do a text. JCC, can you? This is nothing against you. I forgot to do something. JCC, I'm modding you up. Can you run the room for like 5 minutes minimum there, bro?
Yeah, I've got a client coming, but yeah.
Five minutes. 5 minutes. I'll be back. Thanks.
Who said altruism is the meaning of believing in everything?
Me.
Can someone define, what's your definition of altruism?
Well, if I look at the word and I were to make up my definition, it would be that all things are true. And
Oh, okay, great. So you made it up on your own.
yeah,
Cool.
thank you.
Awesome. That's really good.
Is that okay?
No, I don't think it's okay, but if you think it's okay, it's subjective to you. Good for you, bro.
Mm.
It gets us nowhere.
Means benefit of all or what good for all, something like that.
Oh, kind of seems pretty close to what I said.
No, it's not a belief.
Oh, we got a 250-year celebration happening live. My friend is here.
Can I get you guys to check on my photo for 1 second?
Yeah, I see it.
What do you think?
Wait, let me actually look at it.
I'd
Let's
like
see.
to check out his photo.
Damn, bro. Can you update to put John Kitover in place for Andrew Tate, please? So, gentlemen, I have a second room open called 250 Years Celebration in the Ayn Rand House.
That's where I am.
I know, but I'm in Dr. Steve's atheism house, and I'm trying to.
Yeah, fuck Dr.
And by the way, thank you all. I was supposed to send a text a half hour ago and I forgot. JCC, thank you.
You're all my pleasure.
Yeah, fuck him. I'm in this room. That's where I'm at. So, John, thank you for booming the room last night and saving, what's his name? Amin from committing suicide. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. Even though it was a little annoying that you did boom the room, but it was still, I think, in the end, the right choice because he was getting cornered and he had the knife to his throat.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Daniel Nero put him in the corner.
He gets to live another day.
I just want to say about the word atheism. It says that the word was rarely, if ever, a self-description in antiquity. So, Steve, if you were alive in the 1500s, you wouldn't be calling yourself an atheist. It was mostly used as an accusation to accuse someone of being without God.
Yeah, I was gonna say very quickly. Fair enough, since I'm not schooled on that, but do I presume correctly that we still do not have another single word that specifically refers to denial of belief of any particular topic? We still have not thought of one current word. Is that correct? Besides atheist. Is that correct? Okay, it's correct. Okay.
I would share in Islamic history the word mulhid was.
Oh my God!
So
You're fucking
actually,
teaching
now
English
mulhid
again?
means someone who.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Lower this
But the
fucking
original
garbage, man.
meaning is,
These fucking people are horrible.
Is equal to deviant. Also,
It's
They
not-
just want to be gay, bro. They just want to be gay, man.
It's nihilism. Nihilism is the word you're looking for, Steve. Or
And
skepticism.
nihilism means a lack of belief of exactly
I believe
what.
in nothing, Lebowski.
It says active rejection or denial, life, morality, knowledge are seen as ultimately meaningless or illusory.
So, nihilism is just the meaning that nothing has inherent meaning. Meaning is applied by the thinking agents. That's what nihilism is.
Well, the definition I have here is it's an active rejection.
He's a Nimrod.
Wait, JCC.
Steve, why do you let JCC speak? This guy's a Nimrod.
JCC, you're a mod. Do whatever you think.
Oh, they gave him mods? What a
JCC,
scumbag.
you're on
JCC
fire.
is
JCC is
right
kind of a
now.
douchebag.
I got
don't
kicked.
like that
I
guy.
got
He's like a
kicked.
stupid.
JCC
You know
kicked
what?
him
I
too.
not only like JCC, I trust JCC.
You trust
And
JCC,
you-
that's the fucking problem.
I don't know who the fuck you are. So if that's
He's
the
my
first thing you're gonna
friend.
say to me,
Hello.
I couldn't give a rat's ass what you think, but just going back really quially, we
You're
all
an
agree that
island,
the
an
word
atheist that wants
atheism
to touch
means
kids.
a
That's the
lack
reason
of
why
belief
you
in
have
God,
fucking
those who
child.
God, those that disbelieve in God. I did ask the question, is there any other word in the English language that refers to a lack of belief, a disbelief, or not believing in one particular topic? And so far, nobody has been able to come up with that word, but we can talk about anything.
You can just simply say non-believer.
But non-believer in what? That's my question. In what?
Well, it's the same definition that you gave for atheism. So, like, colloquially, right? Like, if we use language like this, you automatically know who we're talking about. Now,
You say non-believer.
he's going, no, let me finish. Can you let me
Clarify.
finish?
No, I can't. When you say non-believer, you gotta clarify. What are you not believing? Non-ghost believer. Non-flying monkey. Right? There's variations of non-believer. You should say means not believing in God. That's not true.
Yes, and to piggyback on what JCC said, the term non-believer can be used.
Okay, these guys. I mean, I use Grok to get all the answers, to get all the words, and so it's pointless listening to Steve and JCC. But, gentlemen, welcome to 250 years of celebration. And I just want to say, if you were to live 125 years, and then you were to live another 125 years, that would be 2 lifetimes to witness all of the glory that America has created and shared with the world.
I'm proud to be American.
I'm proud to be an American.
Proud to be an American. America. And I'm also proud that we're in the Middle East stealing their fucking oil, man. So happy. I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy about liberating Israel to their people. Which I heard the most ridiculous comment the other day. They said the Palestinians have A1 blood.
Yeah, but they don't have like.
I just wanted to start laughing like hysterical. I was like,
So you're saying that women exist like they kill all themselves?
that stay within the dysphoria, that worries.
And for that, like no woman should. Yeah, you can still state like you can keep someone captive and things like that and do them for procreate. Yeah, you can do that because they still have the force.
The J1s are still there.
Yeah,
and they should have the land.
I think his point
And
is
they're
like
justifying that
simple
Muslims
and
should have
valid.
it.
Like you
How
can't
does
object
that
to
make
those grounds.
sense? Wait a second, John. I'm gonna repeat the statement. They said the J1s are the Palestinian people.
Yeah, no, that was a super good point that Sully didn't object to. You're right. That was definitely what just happened. Not something else. Check my photo.
The J1s, yeah, I'm looking at your photo. The J1s, oh, look at that shit. Is he looking at Judaism now?
No.
That kind of looked like he's looking at his, Judaism as his future.
It's like putting on the person. It's like Andrew Tate's putting on the persona of a rabbi.
Yeah, it feels like
Feels like a winner.
it feels like he's looking at Judaism. I love it.
This is like
Hello. Hello.
Oh, definitely.
Hello.
That shit. Well, what I'm trying to say here is that these so-called Ishmaelites, can we call them that from here on out? Can we say that? I'd rather say Ishmaelite, because then it's biblical. The outcast, the donkey. Let me go to verse. Let me go to this verse really quick. It says here in Genesis 16:12 about Ishmael. He shall be a wild donkey of a man.
Check.
His hand against everyone, and everyone's hand against him, and he shall dwell over against all of his brethren. Ishmael is a donkey of a man. Love to defend that. That's why I think we should just call them Ishmaelites.
Do you mind if we refer to black people as the N-word? He's gone.
Well, let's make this 250-year celebration a meditation. Hello?
Hello, Hello. What about instead of saying hello, you could say hello? Hello.
Well, isn't it interesting that the first thing you say to somebody is "go to hell"?
Hello.
Oh,
To you.
oh, hell!
Hell.
Oh, so nice to meet you. What is your name? Hello.
Damnation to you and hell.
I
To you,
still doing
sir.
it.
I was gonna put instead of Andrew Tate, George Floyd, but I'm not sure if that would be problematic.
Bitch.
Hey, everybody! I came. Oh, they deleted. They kicked me. That was a quick one.
They kicked you. They thought, fuck this guy. Just kick him.
Floyd to compare to. But
Wasn't that funny when
Oh
JCC
my
booted you and then I was like,
She
wow, what a jerk.
is.
And then I got booted for that.
And you got Stephen Bell to say, "I don't know who the fuck you are."
I don't give a rat's ass.
yeah, my sisters were like that. I was pretty low key because I didn't have anybody to base it on. I was like an experiment because I was the first. So I'm already used to kind of like a dramatic family anyway. But I mean, it's just, I mean, if there's nothing you can do, sometimes maybe she just needs to vocalize it and there's nothing you can do. It's like, okay, you're going through that, cool. Here's a journal, because I got to go do things. Let me know how
I'll
that...
recommend as
Hello?
a man who knows nothing as that'll help as well.
Well, happy 250 years, everybody. I've been watching the C-SPAN ticker tape parade.
Oh my God, where did this guy come from? Oh my God, hopefully that was helpful to you, Anne.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, a man who is
Not
so
much.
unbelievably sensitive and realizes how to read the room. Of all people on Clubhouse, you were the most adept at it.
Sensitive man. Good room reader.
Also, if you didn't hear it, it's extreme sarcasm. You're welcome.
You see, when somebody says it's sarcasm, that's when you know it's projection.
Is it though? Is it? Maybe it could be that
You can't be
you see
sarcastic.
the projection and thus you're holding up a mirror and of sarcasm and saying, look.
No, I mean, the thing is, when I hear projection...
I mean, take that in a minute. It may be a little truth there again.
I know that's when you say take it in, give it a minute, you're really telling yourself, you know what? I should take it in and give it a minute. That's projection again.
I do.
It's all projection.
You take it in.
See, when
Do you
people
give it a minute when you take it?
I am very good at taking it in, yeah.
when people say that,
Wow, I can only imagine.
can anyone here define altruism? I know we probably have a lot of pseudo-intellectuals in this room. Anybody here think they can explain to me the word altruism?
Yeah, it's like a selfless kindness for other humans.
But is it really so selfless and kind when you have to sacrifice yourself or others for others? Is that really kind for the self or the other?
It can be. I mean, when you sacrifice eating ice cream, is that kind to that side of you that eats vegetables?
Well, you're Jewish, right?
By birth.
Oh, you're a birth Jew?
I'm a birther.
You're a birther? Well, I was just saying, because Christ Jesus, the Lord and King, he sacrificed himself for the other. So Jesus is really the first true altruist. And, people on this app are very frivolous. And really, they're not really interested in knowledge or trading. And those are the bedrocks of society. So this app lives outside of what you would call polite, traditional society. This is something new. I think, you could call it like pure entertainment because it doesn't cost you anything other than maybe your Wi-Fi or cell phone, to come here to participate in this experience of projection.
Well, you probably think that this app is all about dopamine. But of course, I would be projecting onto you when I said that.
Well, I'm drinking an espresso, and
Well, so what you're saying is that I'm drinking an espresso. You're projecting.
I am drinking an espresso, but
I'm drinking an espresso.
but I am not an espresso. I am a man. And as Kristen said, Kristen attacked me as soon as she could.
I thought she was flirting with you.
Oh, you thought that was flirtation?
She said she's really good at taking it in.
Oh, which hole? So, what I'm trying to say is that on our 250-year celebration, it wasn't until 2026 that Anon became a thing. And then we were able to listen unobstructed to countless people, day in and day out, waste all of their precious little time.
And say like the 250th, I thought it was on the 4th of July.
No, you're not.
Just being retarded.
You're lovely. You're not retarded. You're lovely. I'm not quite sure what he's saying about the 250th. 200 what? What is this about?
The 250th Memorial Day?
Well, I don't know if that's accurate. When did they begin? You see. Maybe it is, but I don't know enough to say so. When did Memorial Day begin? I thought maybe it was after World War II. So, technically it wouldn't be 250th anniversary.
Alan Jean would know. Alan, let's say the 250th.
Alan!
Is today what?
The 250th Memorial Day.
Who's saying it was?
Edmund.
You've been saying it is?
Edmund.
Oh, Edmund?
Nobody's called him Edmund for a while. I remember, we should go back to Edmund.
It is, what's his name? Kitover. That he was saying that it was the 250th anniversary of the Memorial Day, and I have to argue with that, Alan. I don't know. Just because of my own ignorance, because I thought it was Memorial Day. I don't know when exactly it began.
Well, there's this interesting and useful tool called Google. Has no one bothered?
I've never heard of that. What is Google? I've been hearing a lot about it, but
Is it an AI?
I'm
Is
busy.
it an
I'm
AI
actually quite
company?
busy right now. I would think that he would take extra time to, if he's going to say such a thing, that he would take the time to.
Yeah, I was watching C-SPAN.
accurate.
There's a big parade happening in Washington, D.C. right now. Alan, I got a quick question for you. Alan.
Well, you're both wrong.
Alan.
Oh, really?
Memorial Day is 158 years old, so no, it's not 250.
Thank you, Alan.
But no, it's not.
Thank you, Alan.
Yeah, I think the
on what you just said. That cannot be overestimated.
Okay.
That's the second. Sometimes
Hello?
it's okay to let
Alan,
people
talking now. The moment.
250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence from Great Britain.
Excuse me, Alan is talking right now.
Oh, sorry. Somebody
Just
from
a
my
moment.
audience wanted me to tell you that.
Just a moment. Alan is speaking right now. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. But you are not a moderator.
But
Yes, but you're not either. So just a moment. Thank you.
and I was almost done, just in case you were wondering. Sometimes it's okay to let people believe what they want to believe. Now, in the case of someone who says, I'm a trans woman, no, not so much. But believing that Memorial Day has been a tradition that's gone on for hundreds of years, that's kind of a harmless one.
This
That
is
would-
the 250th year of America. So you were right about that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not celebrated until the 4th of July.
It's true.
Alan, has a woman ever in your life told you, Alan, I love the way you sound?
Oh, he's still mad. I know what it is, Alan. He's still mad at me because I mentioned that his girlfriend found the room full of cameras and cell phones going, and that's why she broke up.
Hello?
He's a little sore about
Hello?
That's not entirely accurate. I don't believe that she found the room full of cameras so much as she found the YouTube channel full of videos. And then she said, I'm sorry,
was
but I
that
could
it?
never introduce you to my parents.
No.
I'm sorry, but you're too insane. I'm sorry. You're sexy.
I met-
You got a nice tuchus, but you're too nutty for life.
I met a
sorry,
chick-
Sir. Have a good night.
I met a chick who's a comedian, and she has a YouTube channel with 15,000 videos, and she's like a very successful YouTube creator. And she looked at my YouTube. She's like, "Yeah, I could never date you and introduce you to my parents."
Well,
I've had similar experiences.
Hello?
first of all, let me just say, I don't think John is ever, and don't take this as a challenge, John, but I don't think John has ever done or said anything to me that would warrant me mocking the way a girlfriend broke up with him. Because if, in fact, a woman broke up with him over the reasons that were just stated, I would think that would be rather hurtful. So I would really, based on what he said so far, to mock that about him, even considering what he said. Has any girl ever complained about the way it I speak to that I would answer, no, because usually they love someone so much. So that would be my response to that. In any event, if so both morally superior to all of you, yet at the same time responded with a base and sexually charged. I'm rather proud of that.
Yeah, how do you view values?
It was okay.
How do you view values in like a dating arrangement? Because a lot of women will say to me, "I need to know your politics before we go out on a date," which is really telling me what are your values. So, in the game of my values are more superior to your values, isn't that just the red flag you're looking for? You know, from a supposed partner, as opposed to like some vacuum consumer creature, you know, from the third layer of hell. Hello?
If it were me, first of all, dating is a lot. It used to be, do I like this person? Do I like
and then leave. I hit the wrong button.
Oops, did you?
Very annoying. But I was just going to ask you, Alan, don't you think that boomers were more comfortable canceling each other out politically? Like you could have a husband and wife. Oh, I vote red, she votes blue. We cancel each other out. That's almost like a boomer thing. And nowadays, millennials and generations younger than that, it's like John goes out on a date and they're like, what's your politics? Like it used to be like for people who are 50, 60, 70 years old, like who gives a shit? Like I like this person.
Yeah.
Like Alan was saying, like I like this person, I get along with them. Who cares if we have different politics? Can we build a life?
Hello?
Who gives a fuck, you know?
Hello?
Let me read
Hello?
it a different way. Whether you're compatible with someone depends on a whole host of variables, of which political viewpoints is only one part. And when a person places, and now here's the thing for you, John, if you're going out with a friend and the first thing she says, well, I need to know your political viewpoints, and et cetera, what it's telling you is she's giving you the information that she is hypersensitive to political viewpoints. And that becomes a but then it's also a point of manipulation where you can be very
Honestly, it gets worse.
Oh,
I don't live in
I've already
Massachusetts.
got
I live in
saltwater
Maine, but yes,
therapy.
it does get worse.
All right, listen. Are you from Maine?
No, I'm from DC, but I've been here about 15. I've been here
Mm.
about 15 years. I know you're from Mass.
Okay, let me explain.
Thank you for the
what we
invite.
do on I don't know if they do it in Maine, but we do it in Massachusetts.
I would very much like
Let's
to do
say
that.
two lanes are merging. I'm not going to look at you. I'm going to keep you in the corner
Well,
of
you're
my
an idiot.
Oh,
You're an
one
idiot.
day soon.
No, I'm looking at you.
You're an
Fortunately,
asshole, sir.
at the moment,
But let me
because
finish.
I have been
I've got
debanked.
you in the corner of my eye, but I'm psyching you out by making you think I'm not looking at you, so you
My
blink
apartment
first.
has my
Oh,
life
yeah, you're
savings.
insane.
Yeah,
We
no,
know what you know what we call you guys.
massholes, I know.
Assholes.
Yes,
And
yes.
Alan, are you familiar with the term that I sometimes talk to people about, which is called the Boston block?
I've never heard that one. What is
But
That's when you want
I
to leave,
do
like you want to
have
leave a gas station and you got to
excellent
yield to both lanes of traffic. You're like pulling
saltwater
out of a
fishing.
gas station and nobody's letting you go. So you just pull the fuck out and you just block the lane of traffic and you wait for the other lane to stop.
Oh, you
Oh,
should
see,
do
people
that.
do that all the time.
I've
You
seen
should
that in California.
smoke the
Do you both
ganj.
utilize your blinker or your signal?
Drink
What
the
do you
Malshavitz.
individually call that thing? I'm just
No,
curious.
It's called the blinker, but it's officially called the turn signal. But
But
people like
say
Alan
blinker.
would say blinker.
Blinker, yeah.
I'm just curious
Please
because
for
it
a
is
chance
interesting
and some
regionally what they
shows.
call it. Okay, thanks. Fine. Okay, continue.
Yeah, it's a blinker. I use my blinker to go to the packy.
Do you guys use it?
Making a left.
Oh,
you know,
thanks for
my
the
friend, I remember
thanks
you
for the offer of
reminding
fun
me
and joy.
that my driving instructor
Everyone
in high
listen.
school told me to do that. He said, look, if you got to
He said, do the block? Oh my God, what a psycho.
Thank you for the invite. I would very much like to experience that one day soon. Unfortunately, at the moment, because I have been debanged.
Just block him. Oh
So
my
traveling
God.
could be risky unless I get robbed, but I do have an excellent soul with a fishbowl for therapy. You should smoke the ganj.
Inching out to get visibility, yes, but doing the Boston block, no. And now, excuse me, I've got to go and teach a driving lesson.
I'll enjoy you one day soon.
Do you really?
I don't know. But
That would be funny. But
Thank
Does
you for the
anybody while
invite. I
driving
would very much
at a
like to experience that
stoplight,
one day
there's
soon.
2 lanes, you make
Fortunately,
a
at the
left,
moment,
you
because I
go
have been
to
debanged.
the nearest lane or the one to the right.
no, you're supposed to go
So
to the
traveling
nearest
could be
lane.
risky unless I
Yeah, I
get
do
robbed.
that. Nobody
But
does
this is
that.
excellent.
no.
No.
Oh my goodness.
And you're always supposed to drive on the right side of the lane, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Saltwater
no.
fish book.
Is that in New York, though? Yeah.
I
smoke
live
the
in
ganj.
Pennsylvania, though.
Oh,
Drink the
Right now.
Manischewitz and try chanting
I've
some
never
Shabbos.
been to
Thanks
Pennsylvania,
for
but
the fun
I've
job
never
maybe one day soon.
stayed there for any extended period of time. So I don't know how they drive.
Are you in New York?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm in California.
Oh, see, I never knew where.
So I never what?
No, I just didn't know where you were. I don't usually ask people where they are, so I just never. But since you guys are on the subject, I just wanted to know where you were.
Yeah. But, John, if you're still there, yeah, I mean, it's a flag. You know, because, no, it is, because it's like, and on one hand, I can understand it. On the other hand, well, I can understand it because it's whipped up now to where if, especially for someone on the left, if
Hello?
you don't agree on my position
Hello?
on transgender
Hello?
then you're
Hello?
people, they're committing suicide, they're being targeted,
Hello?
etc.
Oh, all the things. Okay.
Yeah, right. And it's like, and it's like, I don't want to be with someone who I consider to be a murderer.
My goodness, that's so extreme.
Yeah, which is, aside from whether or not that is actually true, while it is understandable, political disagreements were never framed in the light of if, comma, quote, if you disagree with me, you're killing people.
Yeah, that's very true. So are you experiencing that on the regular?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm married.
Oh, okay.
Would you,
Okay.
Alan, would you just
See,
call?
See, this is the thing is that I know that like you speak a lot of it's not a criticism. It's just, this is just an observation. So because it's great to know about people like who they are as people, and some people are very apt to revealing a lot of things about themselves, and sometimes they're not, and this is fine. But I have yet to really know much about you as a person because you state a lot of things about your thoughts and opinions, but not really divulging. So forgive my ignorance.
No, it's okay, Kristen. I used to reveal a lot, and then I realized personal reveal about yourself may be used against you at a later date, as we just saw. John discussed, has revealed his phones and his dating, and people were making.
Oh, no. See, here's the clever thing that I have to kind of pat myself on the back for is
Well, I just want
He didn't have to confirm or deny, but he had the.
Hello?
On the other hand,
Hello?
John, I bet you met a girl who like looked at your phone setup and said, "Oh my God, this is great."
Exactly.
Well, it's all about the way you frame it. So, like, if I actually start bringing in guests to do like podcast interviews, it just makes it more credible to make it more professional. So, I think the critique of what I'm doing is that it's rather unprofessional, not that it's stupid, but I'm using the technology and the platforms in the way that it's intended to be used, which is, for communication. But again, I just think the critique of my work is maybe it's less than professional, which I think is fine because it's actually a comedy show. And guess who's on it? You.
Yeah, and I put myself out there, and I definitely am comfortable with my vulnerability. And I'm also willing that if somebody wants to use it as a weapon, then go ahead and do so. Just be prepared for the backlash that happens.
Well, John, the only thing I would say to you is presentation matters. Now, I had two friends, and one of them, they both were in the same business. They brought a client. The first one brought a client into his studio, and his studio was an absolute chaotic mess. And the guy felt, I found out later, the guy felt uncomfortable, like there was a dog that was barking, etc., etc. And then he went to the second friend whose house was immaculate, and the guy walked in, and the first thing he said was, "Oh my God, I cleaned off these floors." And it was the second friend who got the job. So while it may be a comedy thing, people are very sensitive to these kinds of cues. And if your studio or your setup looks chaotic, people are going to be sensitive to that. Yes, it's true how you have your phone set up and weaponized. It looks professional, wouldn't necessarily affect the way you create content, just as the way the studio looks in my two friends' cases wouldn't necessarily affect how well they did their job. But these things still matter. So if you are bringing people, now that you're dealing with outside clients, then yeah, it might be worth just rearranging things, making things look a little bit more professional, etc., etc., so that, it doesn't, when in Rome, do as the Romans. That isn't quite the right thing, but that would be my advice.
So, anyways, happy 250 years of celebrating liberty. We got Anne here, an American patriot, Democrat hero, Democrat zero. Personally, I think throughout one's life, it would be politically savvy and expedient to actually change parties, to manipulate the system, because it is a one system. And whether you are on the left or on the right or on the top or on the bottom, it's always in need of adjustment. And sometimes politically savvy people, I'm sure, actually go the opposite route of what they think is their value associated to the party. And so that just means rotation. And, when you see who the Democrat leaders are, what kind of content they create, that's all you need to know. Whenever you just mass produce children into content, you are what they are fighting against. They are always projecting onto Donald Trump and maggots their own actual true interior feelings and desires.
That is true.
So So if that's so true, why isn't it more obvious to the millions, hundreds of millions of impressions and views of people who just consume the content of the left, liberal, intellectual, woke, LGBTQ, CRT, BLM,
Well, I'm just curious, since you
DEI?
and I don't really get along very well, and I just wonder why you sent me a friend request on Instagram. Don't you just want to leave me alone?
Hate to burst your little bubble there, Kristen, but I have no idea who you are, and if I added
Yeah,
you,
but you do, and it's been twice.
well, it's just like your opinion, and I don't know who you
I mean, you
are.
must have people working for you that do things for you. Is that what's going on?
No, what I do is I pick up my phone agnostically, and I don't really know which phone I'm even on because I have 100 phones. And what I do sometimes is when a platform like Instagram auto suggests someone to follow, sometimes I just sit there and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I do about 30 ads.
Okay, cool. Well, I
Yeah.
was just
Does
wondering
that
because
explain?
it's
Great.
definitely a
Thank
double
you.
message
So
and
happy to
not
have
very
this
nice
little
to me,
chat
but then
with
you
you.
want to be my friend on Instagram, so it's kind of weird.
Oh, that's
But
okay.
no, it isn't, Kristen. You've never heard of the boy dipping the girl's hair in the inkwell because he secretly likes her?
Well, yes, I have, and that's why I kind of wonder, and I'd like to question in public because I'm like, well, quit dipping my hair in ink.
Hello?
Well, his motivations, I don't know, but I did want to say, John, the reason why people aren't onto this is because I'm assuming your IQ is over 100, and I'll assume it's even over 110.
Hello?
And you have to have a certain IQ
Hello?
in order to understand the statement that you just made about people projecting their own feelings onto others. It not only requires a higher IQ, but it also involves an understanding of psychology, projection, how people think and work, how people operate emotionally, etc., etc. And if you are wanting to discuss this with people, then you need to package it so that the average intelligence in the U.S. is 98. So you need to package it.
You can try to package it.
98 percentile.
You can try to package it, but it's really just a question of, like you said, IQ, but it's really whether or not the person is willing to consider a new concept. And that concept is that all communication is hypnosis. And for some people they get that, some people reject that, and then they're basically incapable of resolving the paradox because they are so rationally programmed to think linearly, I guess.
Well, look, here's the other part of it. People, generally speaking, people's minds are only judged by trusted friends in real life. That's psychological truth number one. Psychological truth number two, which is the Democrats have figured this out. That's why they want CRT and all of that other race theory and gender stuff taught in kindergarten.
It's not race theory, Alan, it's race therapy.
I know. Because they know if you teach it to a child, the child just assumes it's true and that it's now part of their like the better way to put it is the Jesuits said, give me a child before the age of Christ and I'll have a soldier for Christ. No, give me a child before the age of 5 and I'll have a soldier for Christ for life.
Yeah,
They understood. Get them while they're young, and then
yeah, it becomes the bedrock of all of their intellectual aspirations.
Correct. So if your goal is to create some sort of viewpoint change, it has to be done. It has to be done for
must be done very gently, because people will also pick up, and it cannot be done with any animosity either, because people will pick up on that very quickly. Now, I will say I went to thing. Just, I mean, if that's the view, straighten out the it's cluttered. Straighten out the pictures on the wall. Organize the books so they look like there's some sort of order to them, and you'll be fine. I mean, it gives a sort of, yes, I read, which I know you were talking about, but just that, unless you're going to go full blown like Matt Walsh or other ones that create a specific studio, which would also, you could also go that way too. But
I mean, I could interview people here in my office. It's a very tiny little bedroom, with 180-degree 25 cell phone array that can live stream on YouTube and Instagram. But the thing is, it's like Clubhouse is just immediate content for free. It's a great place to really listen in to how people waste their time. And it's just amazing how, Patty's room, Politically Correct, is always the Trump projection echo chamber. But then I just love when people start talking about the weather and, other irrelevant things, and they get off topic. And it's because even they themselves are exhausted with their echo chamber.
yeah, I know, and I've always known that when I go, and I just got tired of it, but going into those rooms, I always knew it was like, okay, here we have another black, no, excuse me, we've got another conservative.
Hello?
Let's all.
Hello? Hello?
For fun. And yeah, I got tired of being the white guy they attack. Especially since Douglas is the one who took over that room. He's just insufferable. And an absolute liar.
Yeah, he's a real snake. What was that?
Yeah.
No, you're
Yeah,
right. He is.
Yeah, snake is the correct word.
Yeah, he's a real snake.
Because if you listen carefully, we called him out on it, early on. He never states his actual opinion. You will say, well, I think the military should get involved. And he will then, well, I've got an article here that says the military getting involved is a huge mistake. And now you are arguing against an article which, unless you read it, it could actually say the opposite of what he says. It doesn't matter. He's just picked out this article. He does a quick Google search, picks out an article contrary to whatever you said, and now you're arguing against some writer in some newsroom somewhere. You're not actually arguing with him. So, but I went in one day and he had the whole room agreeing with him that, yeah, the left is crazy, that there should be voter ID. I mean, all of the leftist talking points, they were agreeing with him that they were all stupid.
Well, I just think that the observation that, have you ever been in Jason Muse's room, the Black Muse?
Oh, Jesus Christ. He used to be a nice guy and he turned into an absolute asshole.
Yeah,
What were you going to say?
that's the thing. It's like, see, part of this experience from a game perspective is not to go down these people's holes and play their games. So it's like part of the game for me is just recording them being horribly obnoxious, angry, mean, nasty people like Jason. And I think that's part of my like revenge tour and roast, where I see, because I know like even a lot of people who watch my stuff, it's not like the same for them, meaning that like I'm doing this for me because I hate some of the people here. And when I can mock them and record them and embarrass them or make them think like, oh, this fucker's recording us. I fucking hate this fuck. Like that's part of my 5D game that really gives me great joy. And that's as far as I can take it. I can't like push buttons. I would never make death threats. I would never try to humiliate somebody and demean them by calling them a low IQ, ignorant piece of trash. And they are. And that all the shit that they project onto Trump is actually how fascist and crazy they would be if they were the ones in power. But they're too lazy to ever attempt to even try to get into power because they're on this stupid fucking app running their stupid fucking mouth. So I just love trying to uh, let people know, just tap them on the shoulder and just walk on by and say, "Hey, I'm listening." And it's a little bit like they're talking in a forest and nobody's listening, and like I'm that guy who come by and be like, "Hey, you're wasting all your time."
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, first, yeah, I agree with what you say about them, and I think really there's very few people on this app that I could say I actively dislike. And most people, like even I don't know if you were in the room, like even Ray Apia, he has like said some really vile things to me. But I don't dislike the guy. And then last night we ended up talking about, we got on to boxing and we were talking about that, and then we ended up talking about movies and how boxing was portrayed in movies and which Sylvester
Hello?
movie was better,
Hello?
which character was
Hello?
better, etc.
Yeah, people's personalities are vast and their interests are vast. And so you can actually connect with anybody eventually. But I'm just saying that from like the opportunity cost observational perspective, when you see how much time, because I have multiple recording studios where I have, 15 phones pointed towards one stupid phone. And that stupid phone is politically correct from 8 a.m. to generally 8 p.m. Like they are on there all day the fucking long. And GOAT can go for an 8-hour session. So, I am actually thankful that they do what they do because I want to record it because people are putting in so much time and energy, it's shocking. But when you actually compare that to a book and that content, that's when you know that there's a significant knowledge difference between the content in a book and the content, that people create here. And so from my perspective, I always want to go back towards the book and say, fuck these people, fuck them good, humiliate them, mock them, document them, and put them in the filing cabinet and the trash can, and go back to the good things in my life, which is the books, not these trash dinner for schmucks people. And I realized one day I was like, I have to stop recording Pepe, because if people watch my content and they hear Pepe, that's basically me speaking, and they think that I am Pepe. So I have to go back towards books. I can't waste my life recording low value content, which is low value people.
Yeah, I agree. And the fact, and morally, Dan, like 2 years ago, he's on the app and he's got a newborn baby that's crying and that he's feeding. while he's on the app. So that newborn is now 3 or 4 years old. 2, 3, yeah. If he's at home, he should be a parent to that kid. Period. He should not be on this app. It's really a failure as a parent.
Well, I'm not here to judge. I'm here to like mock and humiliate.
I'm judging, and I can say that because at a certain point,
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
I realized it was very simple. I was not setting a good example for my kid if he sees me yelling into a telephone all day long. So
Yeah.
I left the app, and that was it.
If you were,
As he got older, and now, he's out of the house, etc., etc. He's more mature as a person that I came back to the app.
well, if your child observes you reading a book and you happen to have, a social audio conference call app open recording your book so other people might enjoy it, well, that's exercising knowledge. But
Well, yeah.
yeah.
But at the same time, now I've just given him a directive. I told him, get off the phone and start reading again. So he started reading again.
Hello?
Because he was,
Hello? Hello?
Summer break. And he was on the computer and on the phone all day long. Unless I'm like, we gotta go here.
Hello? Hello?
So
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you can use
off the computer.
you can use your phone with a book. That's the joy. That's the joy, is merging the modern addiction with the old, database, because books are just databases. And so if you read a book out loud and you invest 15 minutes a day to 45 minutes a day to maybe 2 hours a day to maybe 4 hours a day reading out loud, that experience integrates the knowledge at a much higher level than reading silently. Because when you read silently, you're jumping and thinking about other things. But when you record it, you can listen to the replay, and then really get deeper integration and do more contemplation. Because even John Locke said, it's not what you read, it's really how you're processing it, integrating it, etc. So,
well, congratulations, John. You're the second person I've met
a book
in my life who said that. And I say that because one semester, I forget, either I ate something or I drank something, and my stomach was nauseous or whatever it was, I couldn't sleep. So I spent the night, I had a psychology course, I spent the night reading the textbook for that course, and I read it out loud, because I knew reading out loud how I came to that realization or conclusion. But I realized if I read it out loud, I'll remember it more easily. So
No,
I
that's
read
exactly
the
how I
entire.
am, Ellen. I have to read it out loud for me to comprehend it.
Yeah. But I read that entire book, the entire textbook, that night, and I never studied for that course again, and I got an A. Just from that one night.
yeah, I always tell people studying to pass the bar exam or the LSAT to like dedicate some time to recording complicated material and then listening to yourself reading it. And it just amazes me. It's like, people don't know how to actually express their First Amendment right, meaning that because people don't want identity attached to their online content, people are living in fear of actually creating and using their brain to improve their brain. And then we're like, well, no shit. But this is the problem with our education system, is that we really have we've neutered people's ability to truly learn because we silo everything, we privatize everything. We don't allow people to actually express their creative research because of the identity privacy concerns. But yet, the whole thing is completely monitored, stored in order to deliver future advertisements to you. So, I'm just saying that to me, as someone who creates a lot of content, I just wish other people had the courage, the values of the moral strength to actually record themselves being intelligent and creating knowledge and reading books and educating themselves and educating others. Because stupid people like Bima, who's not necessarily stupid, and I like her and she's a sweetheart, but individuals like Bima, who would push back on what I'm saying, they believe that I've heard Bima say this 3 days ago now, and I was still shocked. She said, if you are not actively trying to deconstruct structural racism on a daily basis, you are the problem. And so my response to that is, oh, well, I read books. So, I'm not part of the problem. But just because I read books, I know that there is no structural racism problem, but we have a political ideological problem. So, that's why I say, like, I don't even want to spend time debating or conversating. I just want to get back into the books, because then when I get back into the debating and the conversating and the rhetoric, I'm armed even better to emotionally, intellectually engage with people who are actually very emotionally unstable and intellectually tentative. Hello?
Yeah, yeah. Well, first of all, it's a good story. Second of all, Bima is actually, I think she's well read, because a couple of weeks ago, she started rattling off all of these titles of books. Now, granted, they were in what one might categorize as self-help / psychology books. Yet they were all books that I knew of. So to me, that indicated, okay, she's done some reading. And certainly she has her perspective. The mistake lots of people make was the idea that everybody has their different interests. And dare I